Right now, somewhere on your phone, there's a photo you deleted. Maybe last week, maybe last year. You tap the trash icon, you watched it disappear, and you never thought about it again. But here's a question almost nobody asks. When you delete something, where does it actually go? Not where does the icon go? Where does the data go? Because here's the strange part. Depending on what device you're holding right now, the honest answer to that question is either it is still there or it is already gone completely within a second. And most people, including a lot of engineers, only know one half of that answer. By the end of this video, you know both halves and you will never look at that trash icon the same way again. Let's start with the version of delete almost everyone grew up with. Think about how a hard drive actually organizes your files. It doesn't just pile data up randomly. It keeps something like a giant index, a table that says this file name is here, its size is here, and data lives exactly these physical locations on the disk. On a Windows hard drive, the index has a name. It's called a master file table. Now, what actually happens when you delete a file? It does not reach into the disk and erase the data. Instead, it does something much smaller. It flips a flag in the index. It marks that entry as free. It tells the system this space is now available to be reused. That's it. That's the whole operation. Imagine a library. Every book has a card in the catalog telling you exactly which shelf it's on. Now imagine someone pulls your book's card out of the catalog, but leaves the actual book sitting right there on the shelf. To everyone browsing the catalog, the book doesn't exist anymore, but it's still there on the shelf, waiting. This isn't a theory. It's the exact mechanism that has embarrassed companies in courtrooms. In corporate litigation, it's shockingly common. An employee deletes files they would rather not explain later. The company assumes the problem is gone. Then a forensic investigator plugs in the drive and reads the shelf directly, ignoring the missing catalog card entirely. The deleted files are recovered, fully intact, sometimes years later. But deleting never touched the data at all. It only touched the card. So if that is true, if deleting really doesn't delete anything, that raises an unsettling question. Does that mean nothing you've ever deleted is actually gone? For decades, the answer was pretty much yes. Your phone, your laptop, if it's newer than 2011, almost any device with an SSD instead of a spinning hard drive. Solid-state drives don't store data on spinning disks. They store it as an electrical charge in grids of memory cells. And SSDs have a strange limitations hard drives never had. They can't simply override an old data with new data. Before an SSD can write to the block, it has to fully erase the entire block first. If it waited to do that erasing at the exact moment you save the new file, every save would feel sluggish. So engineers solved it differently. The moment you delete a file, the operating system sends the drive a quiet instruction. It's called the TRIM command. And TRIM says something very specific. These blocks aren't needed anymore. Go ahead and erase them now, whilst nobody's waiting. So in the background, often within seconds, the SSD controller physically wipes those memory cells. Not marked as free, actually erased. Same word, delete. Completely different outcomes depending on what's inside your device. Picture that library again, except this time, the librarian doesn't just remove the card from the catalog. She walks straight to the shelf and pulls the book immediately. And here's the part that catches even experienced users off guard. The common knowledge that deleted files always linger somewhere, recoverable if you just look hard enough, quite stopped being reliable for most people around 2011. When TRIM became the default across Windows, macOS, and Linux. Nobody sent out a memo, so problem solved, right? On modern devices, delete finally means delete. Except, if that's true, why does an entire industry still exist, built entirely around proving that a device has been wiped? Because probably erased and provably erased are not the same sentence. TRIM is fast, and in almost every normal case, it works exactly as intended. But when the data is sensitive enough, financial records, medical information, classified files, almost always isn't good enough. There are edge cases, reserve spare block inside the drive, where leveling copies the controller kept without telling you. small packets where a fragment might technically still exist. So security engineers built a formal standard for what erase actually has to mean. It defines 3 levels, each one more absolute than the last. Clear, a standard wipe, good enough to stop casual recovery. Purge, a deeper method, cryptographic eraser, or a specialized hardware erase command strong enough to defeat serious lab equipment. And destroy, physical destruction, shredded, crushed, melted, and etc. Think about that gap for a second. We built processors with billions of microscopic transistors, and for the highest stake data on Earth, the method everyone still fully trusts is the oldest one there is, and that's turning it into scrap metal. Erase a whiteboard and faint traces can still be read under the right light. Degas it, scramble the ink at a molecular level, and it's far more thorough. But bend the whole whiteboard and there's nothing left to interpret at all. That's the root spectrum deleting on, not on or off, a sliding scale of confidence. So back with the question we started with. When you delete a file, does it actually disappear? On a hard drive, human inside an old desktop, probably not. It's most likely still sitting there waiting for someone to look in at the right places. On the SSD in your packet, probably yes. Erase within seconds of you tapping delete. And for the data that truly can't afford to be wrong, the only version of gone anyone fully trusts is still the simplest one. The drive itself no longer existed. But notice something about everything we just covered. Every part of this story assumed the file lived on a drive you were physically holding. So what happens when you delete something that was never on your device at all? A photo backed up to the cloud, sitting on a server where you never see, in a building where you never visit. That's a different kind of gone, and that's where we're heading to next.